Alright fellas, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be talking on how to achieve your goals. Young people, young men trying to achieve goals, trying to get to a certain point in life. And to achieve what we really want in life, we need to really break it down and put it into goals. So today fellas, I'll be giving you some few tips on how you can do to achieve your goals, no matter what it is. So first of all, we're going to have to reframe it. Instead of trying to set a goal, what we'll do now is we're going to set standards. Why is that so? We shall be setting standards. Why? Because a goal, come think of it, ever since we were little, we're trying to achieve goals, right? And we've had a lot of goals which we tried to achieve, which we didn't achieve. Why? Just because they were goals. Like for example, we said you need to make 10,000 this month, or let's say you need to save 10,000 francs this month, or whatever you guys use. Then since you set a goal, now you're just on the days where it's good, you save. The days where you don't really have it that way, you're like, okay, today I don't really have it. But changing this thing to a standard, it sets your brain in a different way, right? Listen to me. When you say a goal is going to be something that you really like to have, but it's not really something that if you don't really achieve, it's not going to really matter. But when you start setting standards, what happens is it shifts your brain from trying to reach a certain amount and not accepting nothing less than what you said. For example, let's say we want to achieve 100k in a month, and we'll set it this way. Instead of saying, okay, I will try and save 100k this month as my goal, what if you say, I will not accept anything less than 100k this month as savings? You see how the dynamics change, right? It becomes a different question now. When you start telling yourself you don't accept anything less than a certain amount, now your brain starts functioning different. You start asking yourself now, okay, since I'm not accepting anything less than 100k, how will I do to obtain this 100k? So you start looking for ways to get more money, and you start looking for things you can do in order to make sure you achieve, you meet up to your standards. Because fellas, listen, you will not rise to your ambition, you always fall to your standards. And since you know you're going to always fall to your standards, which means you have to better raise them up, so that in case you're falling, you know you have very high standards, so you keep you at the top. So secondly, now, once you set your standards, you have to figure out the amount of effort needed to achieve, to meet up to your standard. Now you have to really check. Like for example, we're going to break it down. Let's say you want 100k a month, right? 100k a month, which is going to be equivalent to 25,000 each week of savings. So now you know you have to save 25,000 each week, which translates to about 3,600 each day. So now you move different. Every morning you wake up, I won't accept anything less than 3,600 today. So that's how you know. Once you break it down this way, now it just gives you a clearer view of what you're working towards. Just breaking this way, you need to do a lot of work for you and gives you a clearer view of what you're working forward. Why I tell you now, you're going to have to focus on the process and not the goal. You see, sometimes when you look at the goal, it's too big and it's really overwhelming. So you sitting there and saying, okay, you earn 100,000 a month, can really be overwhelming. You'll be like, man, I don't really earn much. But what if you just focus on earning that 3,600 francs every single day? Every day, just make sure you save 3,600 francs, and you will see that if you do that long enough for 30 days, you reach at your goal. So let's not focus on the goal, but let's focus on the process. Because one thing is for sure, if you follow the process through every single day and achieve what you're supposed to achieve every single day, one thing is for sure, you're obviously going to attain your goals, or you're going to meet up to your standards. Like we said, remember, the standards now no longer goals. Okay, now tell you, you're going to have to track your progress. Track your progress, guys. Anything you don't track, just know you're slacking. And anything you don't track, you will not be able to improve. Because when you're tracking, you know where your loopholes are, where you're doing well and where you're weak at, so you'll be able to fix everything. So guys, this is my final take on this now. So like I said, we have to reframe the way we think about the goals. We start setting standards, not goals. Figure out the amount of effort you're going to have to put, because guys, things to achieve any big thing is going to take you effort. Yes, let's not lie to ourselves here. It's going to take effort, and you're going to really have to be locked in order to achieve these things. So figure out the amount of effort you're going to need. Now focus on the process. Why? Because sometimes the goal itself might be overwhelming. That's why you see they always tell people that you should set goals that are bigger than you and break them down into you set long-term goals and break them down into small portions. Why? Because achieving each portion of the goal every single day, every single month, every single year, it takes you one step closer to the main goal. So we have to focus on what? The process. That's the most important thing, the process. And now, track your progress, guys. Track your progress. Whatever it is you're trying to achieve, is it a fitness goal, money goal, or whatever, track your progress. Even relationship goals, you have to see the effort and everything, and you have to keep tracking your progress. Why? Because when you track your progress, it gives you what? Feedback. And feedback now tells you where you're doing well and where you're lagging. So guys, if you find this video interesting and helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with someone we know you can help. See you in the next video, guys.